You too, Zam. It's your boy Zab back with another banger. In this video, I'm gonna talk about why Israil Madrimov will defeat Virgil Ortiz, and I'm also gonna talk about why Madrimov allegedly faked the injury or faked the illness to get out of Bohuchuk fight so he could focus on Virgil. Let's get it. All right. First of all, I know I'm almost guaranteeing that Israil Madrimov will defeat Virgil Ortiz, and it's a lot of real simple reasons that people are gonna disagree with because they biased. But the fact of the matter is that Madrimov is just as big as Ortiz. That's what people crown Ortiz on, how big he is, how strong he is. Madrimov just as big as him, but more skilled as him. Madrimov can crack just as hard as him, and he has better defense than Virgil. So what do you do when somebody's your own size hits harder than you and has better defense and is more skilled than you? You lose. That's what usually happens. You know, um, that's what usually happens. We saw Devin Haney when he ran into somebody his same size. He got folded, and I fuck with Devin, but he got brocked. And I mean, people gonna talk about the PDs, and it's true. You can't rip off that win off PDs, but the fact of the matter is, it shouldn't have been that big of a discrepancy. It shouldn't have been that big of a difference, and that big of a difference came because Devin Haney didn't have the power to keep Ryan off, and he didn't have the chin to withstand those shots. And we know how fast Ryan is, so Devin Haney got overwhelmed. He just kept. It's like when you playing a fighting game, and you dealing with somebody who got fast reaction time. Devin Haney has fast reaction time, but when you keep hitting them with heavy shots over and over and over again and fucking their timing up, they can't just react to one shot at a time. They got to react to multiple, and that's what Ryan did to Devin. And that's how Virgil kept getting cracked versus Bohachuk. Virgil got dropped twice in that fight, I believe, but I don't know how many they called. They might have called one, they might have called none. But in my opinion, Virgil lost his last fight. People gonna disagree with me, but the fact of the matter is, I think he lost his last fight. I think Bohachuk had his way with Virgil, and I think Virgil got the decision because obviously he the money man. They're not gonna let the money man lose to a journeyman. That's why Teofimo beat Jermaine Ortiz. That's why he beat Sandor Martin. And Steve Claggett, he wasn't even supposed to fight Steve Claggett. I just made a video about Teo fighting journeyman, fighting bullshit fights and getting all the praise. Meanwhile, Devin Haney fighting the toughest competition and people still hating on him. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, I think Israel is going to beat this dude. They're the same size. If you're looking at the image that I have, you can see that Majimov he looked bigger in his frame. He looked stronger. He looked wider. He looked like he might be able to bench more. He might be able to squat more. He might be able to power clean more. We know Majimov is extremely athletic. There's videos on the internet. This dude is just cracking backflips, standing backflips. Dude, a super athlete. I haven't seen Virgil do anything close to that. So we know he's much more athletic than Virgil, just as strong, just as big, more skilled, more defensively sound, and he's a better boxer. He come from that Russian school, that Soviet school, and we know they breed boxers. Bivol, Beterbiev, Usyk, Lomachenko, Majimov, Triple G. I could keep going. All Russia do is breed athletes and fighters. Even in the MMA, they got the grapplers, the wrestlers, Khabib, his homeboys, Kazmat, all those guys. All those guys are good at fighting, and Majimov is no exclusion. He just as good. They even got Bakram in the same division. So Russia got some killers, man, and Majimov just another one on that list. But like I'm saying, I think Majimov did duck Bahachuk though. That fight was scheduled, and he allegedly faked a virus because who's gonna prove that you had it or not? If I get sick, I'm still fighting you. I'm just gonna make sure I'm healthy. I'm still gonna fight if I get sick during the fight build up. I'm still gonna fight you because I believe in myself. But yeah, allegedly he faked the injury so he could focus on Virgil. So I mean, if I'm him, I understand where he's coming from because he had some tough fights set back to back. That's like if Bud would have scheduled Arrow and then scheduled Boots right after. Like that would have been some crazy shit. And that's pretty much what what Majimov had scheduled. He had two killers at 54 scheduled back to back. And Virgil no slouch. He no slouch because I'm being hypercritical on him, but it's just all a bandwagoning that going on with him. Like they talking about Boots not fighting nobody at 47 that have a name. Who is Virgil fought at 54 with a name? Nobody. The only guy he fought that was remotely tough, it was a tough fight on him. And some people thought he lost that fight. Boots' toughest fight was against the most recent fight he just had against Karen. and he still won that fight in a dominant fashion. So the fact of the matter is, they was doing all this crying for Boots because they wanted Boots to move up after he looked rocky. They wanted Boots to have a bad performance, then move up and get fed to Virgil. And the fact that Boots didn't do that, they hate him. And Boots was like, he told the whole world, but I want to unify the belts. That's why I'm not moving up. Then Teofimo Lopez called him out, and then he turned that down, and they was mad at him when he literally told y'all, I'm not fighting you unless you got a belt. So that's Boots' whole thing. He won't become undisputed, and I respect him for it. He's sticking to his morals. He's not letting the public swim. That's why I respect him. It did look like he ducked Virgil though, but that's neither here nor there. I'm sure if Virgil had a belt, he would have moved up and fought him. Who knows? But Virgil don't have a belt. You know, he got an interim belt for the WBC. So I mean, yeah, boxing is in a very competitive spot right now. At 54 is a bunch of champions. At 54 might be the toughest division in boxing. You got Bakram on one side, you got Fundora, you got Bud, you got Virgil in the Spencer might move into the, Charlo might be coming back. 54 tough, Bud, right? Like it's so tough in 54. Madrimov in the, he had a belt already. So, but the thing is, a lot of these champions at 54, well, most of them were email champs. They're not email champs no more. Because when Charlo lost his belts, everybody was an email champ. Just like when Devin Haney gave his undisputed titles up, everybody at 35 pretty much was an email champ, just like at 54. But they all started getting in a blend. But yeah, bro, I think Madrimov gonna have what it take to get rid of to get Virgil, to handle Virgil. I think they fight gonna steal the show. I think they on that Bevo Better Beef undercard. I think this fight gonna steal the show. Because like I'm saying, Virgil, I think Madrimov can crack Virgil, and I think Virgil, I think he's gonna be very aggressive against Madrimov and give Madrimov a chance to counter. I think Madrimov gonna dominate this fight. I think Virgil gonna have his moments, but I think Madrimov gonna dominate this fight. He too complete of a boxer. He got better defense. He can pendulum step. He can bounce in and out of range. He have a wider punch selection. He gave Bud one of his toughest fights outside of Mean Machine. Like that was probably Bud's. When I see Bud fight, that was one of his toughest fights outside of Mean Machine, bro. And it was at the hands of another Russian. The Russians give everybody tough fights. Triple G gave Canelo the fight of his life. Bevo Better Beef give each other the fight of their life. Who else come out of Russia? Lomachenko give people tough fights. Bakram gave Tim Tszyu the whooping of his life. And I'm sure Baranchuk is going to give Keyshawn Davis a good fight. So, I mean, I respect the Russian fighters. I respect the Russian school of boxing. They always come in a fight. And I believe Madrimov going to beat Virgil Ortiz. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next time, man.